hard-earned money going. The owner of plant-based restaurants Slutty Vegan and Bar Vegan now being sued, accused of taking tip money from hardworking employees. Atlanta News First Tori Cooper dug deeper into how tips are supposed to be used across all of Metro Atlanta restaurants. Tori, you're live from Ponce City Market, where the Slutty Vegan restaurant is located. You said employers are not legally allowed to take tips under any circumstances.
That's correct, Sean. According to the Fair Labor Standards Act, managers, supervisors, and just overall employers cannot take from an employee tip pool and use those tips to pay anyone besides tipped employees. Now, there are some other areas that we're going to discuss in just a moment, but in this specific case, the employees at the Slutty Vegan restaurant claim that the restaurant stole their tips and used it to pay for illegal purchases.
Now, restaurants can engage in tip pooling, in which the employee is expected to share a portion of their tip with other tipped employees.
Atlanta-based labor law attorney Ed Buckley says under Georgia law, a tip pool is when an employer collects all or a portion of the tips earned by all of the tipped employees, like bartenders and servers, to then redistribute the tips back to the tipped employees, who usually make less than the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour.
For example, a waiter or a waitress might be expected to share it with a bartender or somebody else that's working on the front end of the house. What they're not expected to share it with is is employees who are receiving the minimum wage or more.
In this case, Slutty Vegan employees claim the restaurant broke the Fair Labor Standards Act by allegedly pocketing cash tips to pay for new bar glassware and other restaurant equipment. But Buckley says employers can't pocket employee tips for any reason.
The law does not permit that. They cannot use that money for any management or operational purposes.
Under Georgia labor laws, employers cannot take money from tip pools either, but they can let non-tipped employees like dishwashers to participate in the tip pool. Employers must keep a record of all tips and distribute those tips back to tipped employees within the pay period. Buckley says no matter what, legally, employers have to make sure employees are making federal minimum wage.
These tips are either pocketed by the employees or they are recorded by the restaurant.
Now, when I was a server working at the cash register, there was a software in place that tracked all of the tips and distributed those tips to tipped employees. But again, it's very important to know that if you are a server or a bartender or another type of tipped worker and you sign on to work at one of these places, you have to make sure that there is a system in place and that you're keeping an eye on it. Reporting live from Ponce City Market in the Old Fourth Ward, I'm Tori Cooper, Atlanta News First.
Tori, thank you.